Hello and welcome to our channel. As a new visitor, we urge you not to overlook the subscribe button, as it's your gateway to a plethora of informative content. Our dedication lies in offering you a unique blend of exciting discourse and stimulating material. We strive to create an environment that not only makes learning fun, but also integrates a touch of humor and sophistication to keep things interesting. We heartily welcome you to be a part of our burgeoning community, to embark on a journey of exploration with us. We dissect the captivating realm of royal watchers, navigating through the peaks and valleys, the public disgraces and the moments of victory. Royal watchers are a unique breed, chronicling the lives of the elite, sharing the secrets and the not-so-secret happenings of the royal households. We take you on a thrilling ride through their world, a roller coaster that's filled with as much intrigue as it is with revelations. So if you've got a penchant for royal affairs and are prepared for a royal roller coaster, secure your seatbelts. Without any further delay, we're all set to plunge into today's topic.
Story about Prince William. He's made a speech he's made part of a speech in Welsh. He recorded a video to mark St David's Day. Before I ask you about this, Will, let's just have a listen to what he said.
Hello, heddiw, a Ddydd Goel Dawi, rydym yn dod at ein gilydd I...
Then is the criticism.
So the criticism comes from Dr. Dylan Foster Evans, who is the head of Welsh at Cardiff University. And
my view is that if you want to be Prince of Wales, the least you can do is learn the language properly.
Wow, but that's quite a big ask.
Well, it's not that big an ask if you want to be Prince of Wales.
But you shouldn't mention
the clues in the title.
He doesn't have a choice about being the Prince of Wales. I think it's a huge.
Well, he does.
I think it's a huge ask.
He does have a choice about being Prince of Wales.
Well, he doesn't really.
Well,
he really does.
He certainly has a choice about learning the language.
He really does not, especially with his other brother going off. He really doesn't have a choice. And I think, to criticise somebody's delivery as halting and whatever, it's actually quite condescending. Actually, he's had a go. He's had a try. He's taking lessons. What more do you want?
Speak it properly.
For maybe the one Welsh speech he will make every 5 to 10 years. I just don't think.
Well, what do you think?
Right, in an ideal world, I would learn Welsh. It's something I'm attempting to learn. But I think when you are planning to be the head of state and you're given the title of Prince of Wales and your father has managed to learn it, and I would suggest that William is of means and probably able to commit to some Welsh lessons, I don't think it's a big deal to ask him to be able to speak.
I agree.
Do you not think he might be a little bit busier than a lot of people, and that to commit himself to however many hours a day to learn one of the most difficult languages on the planet?
He has
tried.
But also, why is William busier than a lot of people? I don't know.
Because he is.
Is he?
What do you mean? Why is he? Because he has a number. He has appointments every. Listen, I'm not a big
if you're royal,
William
fan,
but they do have commitments every single day of their life.
All right. Yeah, maybe. I mean, he could take mornings off to learn Welsh. Well, I think so.
Yeah.
If you're royal, you don't get told what to do. That's the whole point of being nearly king. You tell everybody else.
Prince William, the Duke of Cambridge, has recently been under the spotlight for all the wrong reasons. The world has been buzzing with chatter about the Duke's linguistic and fashion choices. His difficulties with the Welsh language have raised quite a few eyebrows. From the rustic landscape of Wales to the vibrant cityscape of London, his attempts at pronouncing the Welsh tongue have caused waves of reaction. The Duke's linguistic missteps have been met with a varied tapestry of responses, from light-hearted humour to stunned surprise, and yes, a significant measure of criticism. In addition to his language skills, or lack thereof, his personal style choices have also ignited conversations. His beard, a novel feature in his royal, has elicited a spectrum of reactions. However, these criticisms are not just surface level, they hint at a more profound undercurrent of expectation and responsibility. The Duke, as a representative of the Crown and future king, is expected to embody a certain level of dignity and cultural sensitivity. There's an unspoken expectation that he should be a symbol of unity and understanding, especially towards the diverse cultures within the realm he represents. His recent gaffe with the Welsh language has stirred up discussions about his perceived lack of effort in understanding and respecting the culture of the people he represents. Some argue that his linguistic misadventure reflects a disregard for the rich Welsh culture and heritage, causing some to question his preparedness for the role he's destined to assume. Yet these are not just superficial criticisms, they reflect a deeper sentiment. There's an expectation that the Duke, as a representative of the crown and the future king, should carry himself with a certain level of decorum and respect for cultural nuances. His Welsh gaffe, some argue, shows a lack of effort in understanding and respecting the culture of the people he represents. Enter Carole Malone, a prominent British journalist and television personality who has made her mark in the media world with her determined support for Prince William. Her recent conduct has been striking, as she's been caught twisting into rhetorical knots, desperately trying to shield the prince from any sort of negative press. In a recent episode of The Jeremy Vine Show, she found herself caught off guard by a conversation about William's unpolished attempt at speaking Welsh, a moment which also brought attention to his rather distinctive beard. Carole Malone, always the defender of the royal, was left fumbling for words, throwing out excuse after excuse to protect Prince William from the ensuing laughter. However, when faced with the plain truth of the situation, she was rendered absolutely silent. It's intriguing to observe how swiftly she steps in to shield William from any critique. Yet, on the contrary, when it comes to Prince Harry and Meghan Markle, her approach is starkly different. She seems to be unrestrained in her criticism, picking on minor details, fabricating controversies, and spreading false rumours. It's a display of prejudice that would be laughable if it weren't causing significant harm. Now, isn't it interesting how quickly she jumps to William's defence? Yet, when it comes to Prince Harry and Meghan Markle, she shows no such restraint. She nitpicks, she fabricates scandals, she spreads downright lies. It's a spectacle of bias that would be amusing if it weren't so damaging. It's interesting to see how Malone's tune changes when the criticism is directed at Meghan and Harry. As we delve deeper into the narrative, let's pause to analyse the stark difference in Malone's approach towards Prince William in comparison to Meghan Markle and Prince Harry. The contrasting perspectives are glaringly apparent, painting a picture that is both intriguing and deeply troubling. It's as if there are two distinct rulebooks in play, one exclusively for William and another for Meghan and Harry. One cannot help but notice the clear dichotomy that exists. When the spotlight turns to Prince William, Malone leaps to his defence with a speed and precision that would rival a hawk, swooping down on an unsuspecting prey. Her efforts are bent towards deflecting even the most justified forms of criticism. As if she has taken up the mantle of his protector, she attempts to shield him from the harsh glare of public scrutiny. However, when the narrative shifts to Meghan and Harry, Malone's demeanour undergoes a dramatic transformation. She resembles a predator waiting in the wings, prepared to pounce and tear them apart at the slightest opportunity. Astonishingly, Malone manages to vilify Meghan and Harry for the smallest of perceived slights, all the while maintaining a stoic expression. The contrast is stark when we consider how easily she turns a blind eye to William's missteps, such as his embarrassing attempt at speaking Welsh. It's almost like observing a contortionist at work, watching Malone skillfully twist and turn her arguments to support her narrative. When it comes to Meghan and Harry, it appears no criticism is too harsh, no scandal too insignificant to be blown out of proportion. With William in the hot seat, it's a different story. Suddenly, criticism becomes an alien concept, almost taboo. It's as if William is an untouchable figure, a deity immune to reproach. This glaring double standard is a testament to Malone's biased perspective, revealing a stark distinction between her attitudes towards the two parties. It's hard to ignore the sense that she's viewing the world through a pair of rose-tinted glasses, especially when it comes to Prince William. It's as though she is unable to see any flaws in him, choosing to turn a blind eye to his shortcomings. On the flip side, she views Meghan and Harry through a microscope, ready to magnify every flaw, every perceived misstep. It's curious how Malone can find the time to meticulously dissect and fabricate scandals about Meghan and Harry, but can't spare a single to acknowledge William's errors. It's almost amusing, were it not for the blatant injustice. The hypocrisy is hard to ignore. It's reminiscent of a soccer game where the referee is clearly favouring one team over the other. Except in this game, the stakes are much higher. The players are real people, their lives subjected to continuous scrutiny and harsh, unfair judgments. The hypocrisy is hard to ignore. Let's get real for a moment. In the grand tapestry of royal watchers, we find ourselves amid a rare moment of truth. Prince William, who holds a title deeply connected to Wales, stumbled over the Welsh language, and the criticism he received was entirely justified. If you're going to carry a title that bears such significant cultural weight, the least you could do is make an earnest attempt to learn and respect the language. Yet, in the face of this, we see Carole Malone twisting herself into pretzels trying to justify William's linguistic faux pas. The question isn't whether Prince William should be beyond reproach. It's whether he should be held to the same standard as others in the public eye. After all, isn't that the essence of fairness? That's all we have for you today. We've delved into the recent round of criticism Prince William has faced, particularly for his less than stellar attempt at speaking Welsh. It's fascinating to see a figure, so often shielded from critique, receiving a taste of the same medicine regularly prescribed to Meghan and Harry. We've also scrutinised Carole Malone's zealous defence of William, an act so fervent it left her grappling for words when faced with undeniable facts. It's intriguing indeed how quickly she dons the armour of protector for William, yet is so quick to cast stones at Meghan and Harry. We observed the glaring double standards at play. The very criticism she so readily dishes out to Meghan and Harry she deems unacceptable when it's directed at William. It is a glaring inconsistency that we can't ignore. Finally, we've addressed the reality. William's Welsh pronunciation was, quite frankly, subpar. If he's to hold a title connected to Wales, the least he could do is make a genuine effort to learn the language properly. Malone's desperate attempts to justify his shortcomings only served to dig her into a deeper hole. In the end, William, like any other public figure, has been rightfully critiqued. And no amount of Malone's usual spin can change that fact. Thank you for watching, and don't forget to subscribe, like and share. Until next time, goodbye.